Hello. Good afternoon. Wait, it's not afternoon. It's nighttime. It's Deanna, your fave stylist, coming to you after a long day of work on this beautiful Friday. I was blessed to have yet another action-packed jam day. Okay? And I'm not tripping because although I'm tired, I'm still pushing through. This is my appetizer for the night. Corn nuts and Sprite from the Circle K for 89 cents. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you sharing these few minutes of your life with me because you can't get them back. All right. I'm Deanna, your fave stylist. And I appreciate you checking me out. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today is what to truly expect when you're growing a clientele. Because so many people have all these wonderful ideas about growing a clientele. Now, my thing is, I'm speaking from a hairstylist standpoint right here in Tucson. Or any hairstylist, okay? And as a matter of fact, let me narrow that down some more. I'm speaking from the standpoint of an independent contractor. I'm speaking from the point of a hairstylist or beauty professional that does not have the luxury of joining a salon with walk-ins every single day. I'm speaking from the viewpoint of somebody that has jumped out to pay booth rent because you don't want to do commission. And maybe your pockets may be hurting because you're trying to grow your clientele. I want to share some of my experiences. So just to start off, I moved back to Arizona in 2009. I moved back in 2009. I grew up here, on and off, And when I first moved here in 2009, I had no clients outside of my family members that were supporting me, which was my sisters, my stepmother, an occasional auntie or cousin, right? So those were my walking billboards to kind of help me get the word out. I would either do their hair for free or little to nothing, half off or something like that, just to cover my expenses for the things that I needed help buying because I didn't have no money. Because I didn't have no clients and I didn't have enough job. Okay? So those were my only clients. I had just moved here all the way from South Carolina. Shout out to Conway. They are flooding out right now because of Hurricane Florence. Oh my God. Talk some more about that at the end. So I moved to Tucson in 2009. I didn't have any clients except for, family that was letting me do work on them and stuff like that. And then, I swear, I feel like the glare from this light is just like too much for my glasses. Okay, so I have no clients. I had to find a way to grow my clientele here in Tucson, with it being a place that at the time was like 4% black. I think it's 7% now African American. I had to figure out, first of all, where are the black people, because I do African American hair. I can do other hair, but my passion is to give people self-esteem by way of helping them to adorn their natural African textured hair. That's what I do. I love it. I can do it with my eyes closed, you know? So I'm like, how do I find these people? First off, you might have to bend over backwards when you move to a rural place like this to get your clientele going. But once you get the clientele going, it is nothing but positivity. Nothing but great things once you actually keep priming that pump. The thing with growing your clientele in a place like Tucson, Arizona, you have to prime the pump. For those of you that are not from the country, you're not familiar with pumping water up out of a well, this is what you're doing. Pumping, pumping, pumping. You putting in all that work, all that physical effort, and all of that dang on aggravation. It could be 10, 15 minutes before water start actually pumping up out of the well. Okay? So that's why I call it priming the pump. But when it does start, it's flowing out, flowing out, flowing out, you know? So growing your clientele is the same type of thing. You got to prime your pump. You got to keep pumping that bad boy till that water start coming out. And you don't know when it's going to happen. So you got to just keep going. But you do know that it's going to come. Okay? So here are some more things that you would expect while growing a clientele in a place like Tucson, Arizona, or just anywhere, you know, because these things could apply to all people that are growing a clientele, but they are specifically things that I went through in a place like Tucson, Arizona, with 0 clients, with my clients being the complete minority of the city, and there's no common gathering spot where just like those type of people hang out. So like I really had to go fishing, okay? I created a Facebook and I got to work, okay? The first thing that I learned was whenever you're growing a clientele, there's this thing that I like to call weeding through, okay? Weeding through. What this means is you are not going to get your ideal client right away all the time. Sometimes you will. As you grow your clientele, you will. Because as you grow your clientele, you're going to start getting those people that you do like to work with and the people that do like to work with you. And those are going to become the people that you seek out and attract because you will learn the things that they like. And those are also going to be the people that are going to refer people back to you because that's who you're servicing. And birds of a feather flock together, period. Okay? So you're going to go through this thing called weeding through, which means that let's say the first year you service, first couple months you service 100 clients. 50 of them clients might be flaky. You might not ever see them again. And 50 might stay. But then you're going to go through another 3-4 months and you might service 100 people. 50 of them going to stay. 50 might go. A few of the other ones might straggle off from your first 100. You know what I mean? So now you got, give or take, within 6 to 8 months, 75 people that you've gone through. All of them aren't coming consistently. But my point is, everybody's not going to stick. And everybody's not going to stick right away. Some people may come and give you a try and notice that your skill set isn't there and decide, you know what, I'm going to give her some more time to grow and I'm going to come back. Some people are just going to be like, you know what, she was very sweet, very nice, but I'm not going to come back. Okay? So keep pushing. In the beginning, when you do not have a strong skill set, what happens is, like I said, people give you a try. You're kind, you're sweet. So they want to support you. But, you know, they may do things like just give you time to grow. Or, you know, you could be honest with yourself and be like, you know what, I can't flat iron this hair. Like, I could not flat iron hair for the death of me when I first moved here. It was horrible. That's another story. Okay? The next thing is, whenever you're growing a clientele, you need to have a variety of skill sets. And if you don't have a variety of skill sets, you need to be willing to learn to do almost anything that will walk through the door that you are qualified to do. whether you have to give a discount to do it because, you don't know how to lay down the lace front, but you know how to look it up on YouTube and be honest with your client and say, hey, this is not a service that I regularly offer, but how about this? I will do it for you just for the materials, just so that if I do a good job, you could advertise it for me. And then the next one, I'll charge you a little bit more. But as my skill set grows, I can grow with what I charge you. Or you could just keep doing it for them for free. Because what are you losing? You ain't winning by letting them go. You know? The other thing is be open to learning new things. I just mentioned that. Be open to learning new things, whatever it takes. Don't be afraid to ask other hairstylists, but do your research before people get in your chair, because giving good quality work is always going to be something that's going to help you to grow your clientele. Give quality every time. A lot of times when you're a new hairstylist, you feel the need and the urge to move at the same pace as the professionals around you that have been doing it for years. Okay? You have to know and understand that the reason that Wendy may move the way she moves is because Wendy been doing it for legit like 20 years. When I came in the game, I was trying to style and flip some short hair just like Wendy. No. Okay? I was in there burning and touching people's scalp with them Marcells left and right. It was like, and next thing you know, they in Wendy's chair. Take your time and give them quality, okay? If it takes you 4 hours to do what the boss does in 1 hour, but you can still create the same results in that 4 hours, then that's better than you trying to rush through it in an hour, okay? We got to be honest with our clients. And if you give them quality every time, they see that you care. They see that you're concerned about them and their hair. You're giving them good quality. So if you I know hairstylists that take hours to do stuff, that work outside of my salon that I've worked with before, but their weaves are like immaculate, clean, crisp, parts on fleek. And they are slower. But it's because they take their time. And because they are slower, they've grown their skill set to where, yeah, I'm a little bit slower, but your weave is going to be on fleek. So I'm going to charge you, baby, because that thing coming out flawless every single time. So give quality every single time. Don't feel like you need to rush through things, because you're growing your clientele. So you need them to have some trust in you, and you are building a relationship with your clients, So that's another thing. Focus on building relationships with your clients. You should be reliable. You should be on time. And you should be honest. You should be one of the most reliable, honest, and on-time people these people have ever met, because you're growing your clientele. And I named this video What to Expect When Growing Your Clientele, because I was thinking about how I was when I was a new stylist coming up. But in reality, you are always growing your clientele. Don't get it twisted. I may have been in Tucson doing hair since 2009, and I have established a very strong clientele and a really, really good communication. I'm sleepy. A really, really good reputation as a hairstylist in the community as I have grown everything. And there come a time when I got comfortable, like, I don't got to advertise. People know me. People know I do hair. No. Do not get to the spot where you feel yourself and you're not humble. Because watch the Lord take it away. Ask me how I know. Okay? So, and then you'll be back on your grind, starting back at square one, trying to make sure your bank account is right, So don't be humble all the time, because whatever you get can be gone in the blink of an eye. Hey, Miss Talisha, thanks for tuning in. But just always be humble. So the next thing, be reliable, on time, and honest. For example, when I first started doing hair, I could not flat iron hair for sugar honey iced tea. Okay, could not do it. I never flat ironed my hair before I moved to Arizona. I had locks when I moved here. Before I had locks, I had braids. Before that, I was weaving it up and all types of stuff. I never really flat ironed my hair unless I had weave in my hair. And so I just didn't know how to flat iron. Usually, what you know how to do to yourself, you can do well on others because you know what they're looking for. So I couldn't flat iron, and I was one of the fake it till you make it queens when I first got to Posse's. So it was this lady named Cheryl. She lives in Phoenix now, and she is a great supporter of mine still to this day because I was honest, and I was reliable, and I was on time. And I couldn't flat iron her hair for nothing. It was a hot mess when I got done, so much that my boss, Wendy, had to come up and be like, hey, thank you so much for your patronage. I really appreciate you coming in and, supporting Deanna. And that's when it registered to me. I must have done a horrible job for her to have to come up and do this. But later on, with hindsight, I saw how me just being the attentive person that I am and being so on point with everything else, like jumping to her every wish and command because I like to cater to my people because they pay my bills. And so they keep the doors to my business open. They, at that time, kept my booth rent paid, and I knew and understood that. And so I'm not making them wait. If their dryer is off, I hear it. I know when the dryer, I can be listening from the other side of my salon and I can hear when the dryer clicks to where it has its last 5 minutes. When the dryer stops, I know without even walking over there because I do not want to waste a second of their time. I invited them to come and share it with me. How dare I waste it? So because I had that type of attitude, to this day, Miss Cheryl still supports me. And when she comes into town from Phoenix, she comes to get her hair done. And she always reminds me, you remember when you couldn't do no hair? And I'm like, yes, I do. I remember when I couldn't flat iron. Okay. I could do hair back then. I just could not flat iron. The next thing is check on your clients often. Don't leave them hanging. Don't put your clients up under the dryer and then go get busy. That is so not a cool thing. I've seen ladies put clients up under the dryer and then go smoke a cigarette and chill and take a break for 30, 45 minutes. Even if you know they got 45 minutes to go up under the dryer, be courteous enough to stop in about 15 minutes and say, hey, how you doing? Maybe the dryer is burning them. Maybe the dryer's not working properly no more. And they sitting there wasting time. And you could have figured that out a little bit earlier. It just gives people the sense that you care. So these are things that people do not tell you about growing your clientele, is these little small things that keep people in your chair. People don't tell you in beauty school about looking the part. Yes, they tell you, oh, yeah, most beauty professionals wear all black and most beauty professionals do this. Have your fingernail polish all the way on, all the way off, blah, 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 blah. That's been one of the difficult things that I've been finding to deal with just stylists in the past and stuff like that. And some now, just in myself, ooh, girl, put yourself on blast. Sometimes it just be a rough morning. But look the part of a hairstylist. Because people are easier or easily sold on your skill set. Half the battle is your image. People treat you with the amount of respect they feel that you deserve by the image that you portray into the world. So dress like you respect yourself. You know what I mean? When people come up close up on you, smell good, smell great. The language that they hear from you, that's about looking the part too. And every little thing that you say, you are mindful in your professional environment. People are judging you every step of the way in everything that you do, regardless of if it's right or not. That's how the game is played. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Anyways, look the part of a professional hairstylist. That is half your battle when it comes to growing your clientele. People want to be around cute people. And they want to be confident in their hairstylist. And they are more confident in you when you look like you know what you're doing before you even get started. And that's just real. It is what it is. Be lenient with your clients. I have had past hairstylists come in and somebody's 15 minutes late, $15. They're 15 minutes late. They are wasting my time. You ain't got no type of clientele. You should be happy they 15 minutes dang on it late and coming to sit in your chair. Now, the first time, I always say, the first time or two, it's like, it's all right. Stuff happens. But give the people an opportunity to come and explain what happened to you before you start taxing their pockets. Because part of building a relationship is not nickeling and diming people every single opportunity that you get. You can do that, but it's going to take a whole hell of a lot longer for you to build your clientele because you are nobody right now. You need the exposure. That's just how I see it. I know some people are like, no, 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 they wasting my time, blah, 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 blah. You want to get your booth rent paid and have a check at the end of the week? Do you want the $15 that one time on top of the $60? Or do you want the $60 every 2 weeks for the next 2 years? Think about it. Is it really worth haggling them for that $15? You could use that as an opportunity to grow with them and build a relationship with them and say, hey, you know what, Miss Johnson? I know you was late. You were late last time, but I got to let you know, I usually charge $15 for people that are late. And I don't like to charge it because I like to use it as a tool to make sure that my people know to respect my time. And I only charge it when I don't feel respected. But if you got something going on, if you could communicate with me, I want to support you in whatever it is you have going on. But I just got to make sure that my schedule runs according to plan for the day. It don't always have to be, if you're going to be 15 minutes late, I'm going to charge you 15 minutes. That's $1 a minute. Oh my God. Stop it. Okay? It's not that serious. It will eventually get that serious when you actually have a clientele and you're booked back to back to back to back to back, But be lenient. I always give them the first time. And then after that, they still late. They still late. They still late. They might be about to get fired up out of my chair. Because I'm like, I ain't got time. You stressing me out. I don't want your $15. I want you here on time. But just be lenient with your people when it comes to things. Don't nickel and dime them for every little thing. Use everything as a learning opportunity. They are not hairstylists. They're not in your head. They do not know what you know. So you need to break down everything for them as if they do not know, because they don't. I don't care if they went to YouTube and looked. They don't know what you know. You're the professional. You need to always take the initiative to break things down for people so that they can feel comfortable in sitting in your chair and knowing that you have the knowledge that it takes to take care of them. Get to know your people. I oftentimes see hairstylists and people will come and sit in their chair and they won't say 2 words to the client. Where did the client come from? Maybe they came from Google. Maybe they came from YouTube. Maybe they came from Facebook. Don't you want to know that so you can keep replenishing your clients from where you got them from? Don't you want to know what's working so you can stop running around in circles doing the stuff that don't work, and focus on the things that do? Build a rapport with them. People do business with people that they like and they know. So get to know them so that they will continuously do business with you. And do some stuff for free. When I first got started growing my clientele, I did do some stuff for free. And the purpose of this was for exposure. I gave away things that cost me pennies to the dollar, like an eyebrow waxing, or a fingernail polish change, something that gives you an opportunity. It's a doorway into people's world so that they can meet you and say, dang, Dee is such a nice person. Oh my God, she eats corn nuts. I eat corn nuts. I'm gonna go to her forever. Whatever. Get to know them. And last but not least, do not be afraid to get another job while you are growing your clientele. If you choose to be an independent contractor, there are going to be times where you are not going to have your booth rent. It's not going to be busy every day. You might make $500 one week and you might make $50 the next week. You need to learn how to budget. You need to learn how to stay on top of what you need to do. You need to learn how to sacrifice to make sure that you have the things that you need to take care of your obligations. Anyway, I just want to share with you guys a little bit of some of the things that I learned while growing my clientele as a independent contractor here in Tucson, Arizona. I hope this has been very helpful for you. Again, I'm the owner of Melvira's Hair Studio, located in Tucson, Arizona. We are accepting new clients. We're almost fully staffed for the holidays because it's about to get crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. It is a Friday evening, and I'm on the computer like a nerd, eating corn nuts and sipping Sprite. But it's okay because I am doing the things that others won't do so that eventually I will do the things that they can't. Okay? Where they do that at? Right here. Anyway, you guys have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Same YouTube channel. I don't know what time. Please subscribe, turn on your notifications, like my videos, comment for your opportunity to express yourself. Comments, concerns, and critiques. I love them. Give them to me. Thank you very much, and just send me some suggestions on things that you would like to hear about. And I'll see you tomorrow.